What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. My name is Mike, aka Operation DX, and welcome to the 5th episode of PlanetBase. Now, for whatever reason, towards the end or middle of the previous episode, I kept saying that we were on the 5th episode, because usually I start series on Mondays, and I don't know, I got all messed up. So we now actually are on the 5th episode, and hence, we are caught up with all the patching that has been going on with this game. Honestly, though, I haven't really noticed any issues while playing this game, really whatsoever, besides the lazy engineers. But other than that, yeah, that's probably just the nature of how the AI is programmed for the particular engineers. And they have other stuff to do later on, so I was talking about that anyways. So, like I said, they will be doing their bid for King and Country once we get the modules up that they actually use. Now, I am going to have to apologize to you guys because these episodes have been coming out later and later and later, okay? And I didn't intend for that to happen. I like to be on a nice set schedule like I was with the previous series, Subnautica. I had the episodes coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so my time, and I like to stay on that schedule. But yeah, unfortunately, I've got no good excuse, really. Honestly, I've been playing too many other games lately. I've got about 100 hours into Metal Gear Solid 5. I can't help myself. I can't put the game down. So, like, immediately after I start rendering this video, I'm gonna go play Metal Gear Solid 5. It's ridiculous. Also, a regular commenter on my channel asked me to keep up with the Universim, which I've been watching very closely. And that game was supposed to come out in its alpha form at the beginning of this month, but that didn't happen. The game was delayed again. So I believe the alpha is supposed to be released on the 28th of this month, but we'll see if that deadline slips once again. They just, I guess, don't seem confident enough in their alpha to make it public, so they're going to keep on working on that for, I guess, another month, and then I'll go ahead and update you guys when that happens. Alright, so let's talk about PlanetBase, because that's what we're playing, right? Alright, so the remnants of what is left of my colony ship when I landed down is now being picked up and put in my cargo facility that finally got built. So that is up and running, and also the desk finally got built in the lab. But you know what, I'm going to go ahead and shut the lab down right now because we've got plenty of medkits. Barring any disaster. Jeez, man, these things get really freaking close to my modules. Makes me really nervous. Holy cow, we have no way to stop that. I've actually have gotten pretty lucky so far with all of that as far as strikes. I haven't had any major disasters happen quite yet, so we are in good shape. And if you recall, during the previous episode, we had started on the landing pad, and there was also another really great suggestion in the previous episode, which I'm definitely gonna do as soon as I get enough resources up and running. And maybe the very next thing I do, I'm not sure, we'll see how it goes, but the suggestion was to put an airlock right next to where my workers are actually going out to hit the mine. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put an airlock right next to that thing, and that should, I don't know if it's going to speed things up, but it'll keep them safer, you know? Like, especially since I have no warning system. The worst thing that happens on this planet is the solar flare, and any crew that's out there, they really don't live very long once they're irradiated. So it's good to minimize their exposure at all possible. Now, I don't know if there is like some sort of system that says, hey, this crewman was outside for this long, he took this many rads, so this is how long he's gonna last without medical attention. I don't know. But once they're out there, man, they get that radiation symbol, I'm just like, oh no, poor worker. The engineers don't really have to work. Jeez, that was another really close one. The engineers don't really have to worry about that too much because they don't do anything right now. They carry a couple things, they go idle, they go back and forth. It's funny too, you know, like they make the bot pretty much do all the work. Unless the bot is like out of commission and it's like got the red wrench above its symbol. What they'll do is they'll go to the airlock, right? And then they'll go outside for like a split second, and then the yellow bot's like Johnny on the spot for welding things, right? So it'll go out there, and then the engineer will immediately go right back inside and let the welder bot do it. So when the welder bot degrades to the point where it malfunctions, it's really a sad thing because it's actually one of your best workers on PlanetBase. Honestly, you want to try and get the blueprint for the welder bot as soon as you can, because when you build the bot facility, you can only build the carrier bots, right? So you can build a ton of those, and they're very, very helpful. They get things going around your colony pretty quickly, which I appreciate. But you actually have to acquire the blueprint for the builder bot from a trader. There's also a welder bot, or miner bot, and I don't want to say welder bot. The yellow bot is the welder bot. There's a miner bot that goes in the mine and is actually much more efficient than your workers, and I believe that is very expensive. But immediately when the landing pad goes operational, I'm actually going to turn the trading off because I've got nothing to trade right now. All I've got is like a bunch of food, and I need that food. And I like to have that reserve of food, and I can sit there and I can watch it and see, oh, okay, so my food supplies are diminishing and I need to do something about that kind of thing. So there are mistakes that you can make in this game that can detrimentally and irreversibly kill your colony. So these are things that you want to kind of pay attention to. I think the first time I interacted with a trader, I sold off like all of my food, and pretty much all my colonists went hungry and they started dying and dying. It was terrible. I was like, no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, so I think we need like one more piece of metal to get the landing pad up and running. Now, I hadn't mentioned this earlier, but we've got to keep in the back of our head how many spares we have available in our colony, because if we run out before we're actually producing spares, we can get into a bit of trouble, especially if we want to do an expansion on our power system, which we will have to do very soon because we're going to have some additional colonists coming in and we're going to make some expansions and that sort of thing. For whatever reason, it seems like the wind turbine takes the most degradation. The solar panel seems to hold up pretty well, but it always seems like this one's being repaired more than the solar arrays. Maybe it's just that I just notice when they're fixing it, that particular thing, but yeah, I don't know. Eventually, yeah, we will have to make some expansions, but I'm not so big on the wind turbine anyways, because it really, during this gameplay session, throughout this entire series, hasn't been a reliable power source at all. We're in the nighttime, there's no wind right now on the indicator. It's not, it's not helping us at all right now. So there's a good chance that I'm going to just build a bunch of power collectors and have the solar arrays up and scrap the wind turbine. I don't know. That's something in consideration in the back of my head. Also, we're kind of looking at the dormitory, and we're probably going to have to build some more beds. Once we get a bigger size crew, I think 6 bunks is good enough for, you know, at least 12 plus crew. That way we can have like a day shift and a night shift, and we have a nice mix of like all the other crew. Come on, piece of metal. All right, so the engineer comes in. The engineer goes out. Is he going to carry anything? No, he's going to let the bot do it. He's going to let the bot do it. Hey, I need repairs. He's going after the engineers. Hey, engineer, I repairs. Repair. Hey, okay, never mind. You're getting a drink. It's cool. You can fix me later. Jeez, another one. Man, that was really... Oh my gosh. That's the third one that's been super close to my colony during this particular episode. I'm not liking that at all. The randomness seems like it's like falling off a little bit. It's like, hey, you know what? You haven't got hit very much. So we might need to hit you once or twice just to, you know, make you feel it. No, but we're doing good. I mean, right now we have the processing facility. It's in high priority mode. We have the mine. It's in high priority mode. I don't think I ever take them out of high priority mode because I prefer other crewmen to be doing the carrying and lifting and that sort of thing. But every once in a while, you'll see a worker carry out the goods. All right, so only a couple pieces left on the ground there, and what is left of our colony ship is no more. So that's kind of cool. We got to have that landing pad though, just in case. We need an emergency escape route. So ships that come in, they can get these crew out of here if there's an emergency. Now that would be cool. I don't. That's not in the game. But it would be kind of cool if there was like a kind of a disaster and you could set like the thing to like, you know, super red alert and get your crew out, and then maybe you get like a score based on what you've done or whatever, that kind of thing. But yay, we're actually welding the landing pad. Now we're about 12 minutes into this episode, and unfortunately I'm not really going to do a longer episode. The longer episode I do, the longer it's going to take to actually get all rendered up, and the longer it's going to take to come out. All right, so I am setting up my landing pad permissions, and this is also something I talked about earlier, and I exclusively set it to workers. We need workers, and oh yeah, more workers. Now this means that there's a higher chance that we'll get more injuries, but that's okay. We still have a lot of medkits, and we have the ability to produce medkits. No problem. That medicinal plant was built a long time ago when we built our biolab, so it's been pumping out those medicinal plants. Can't say it. Cannot talk anymore. I cannot say the words. Yeah, so we're good there, and then we just need bioplastic to finish that off, and it'll be up and running. Now, I want to see a ship. Wow, that's another one that's just really close. I'm not going to look, but sounded so close. It's like, man, the game's like, dude, you haven't been hit yet, so we're going to hit you. Don't do it. All right, anyways. Oh, yeah, there we go. Ship landing down. Give me some workers. We need some workers. All right, so sometimes like one dude will pop out of the ship, sometimes 3 dudes will pop out of the ship. It all depends. All right, so we just got 1 worker, so we're just gonna kind of leave this on workers for now. We need, I don't know, I was saying more like 12 or so earlier, but you know what, I think 8 will probably be sufficient. All right, so we can just take a look at this stat graph. I was talking about, like, there's all kinds of stats, so we can take a look. We have 4 workers, we got 2 biologists, 1 engineer, 1 medic, and we can see the condition of the quality, condition of our power grid. We can see how many milestones we've achieved. So yeah, there's all kinds of stats that we can look at, and it's good to keep an eye and tabs on things. All right, so that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and take care.